Hello and welcome back. Today I'll be showing off all the notable armors in STALKER GAMMA. If you have any questions, come join me while I'm live on Twitch, link is in the description. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for future content. This video has been highly requested, so I'll finally be tackling it. The initial plan was to rank every armor in a tier list, but after realizing there's over 100 different armors in the game, I have decided to only focus on the notable ones to save your time. When speaking of armors, I'll not be using exact resistance values as they are subject to change. I will instead be focusing on armors which serve a specific task. The icons in my game may be different to your game as I'm using the improved equipment icons made by Alpha. Honestly, this video was made a lot easier thanks to their work, so make sure to go check out their mods in the description. Lastly, just because I don't mention an armor doesn't mean it's not worth using. The best way to know if an armor you find is good is to compare it with your current armor. You can do this by holding the control key while hovering over the armor to see the stats and max durability. Let's start with the armors which don't require a repair kit to repair. Honestly, you shouldn't really be using any of these armors due to the very low resistances that they provide. The only good part about them is they don't even require basic tools, only a field armor toolkit which can be bought from most mechanic traders. The military service outfit is the best in this category, but that's not saying it's good. It has the best rupture and ballistic resistance but won't stop too much. Last point is it has the most carry weight. This is the only good armor available to you when starting a military run, and that is probably the only use case. Since all the armors in the category have bad resistances, you may want to consider the red line leather jacket. This is more of a utility armor as it provides the greatest movement speed bonus, and it is a significant amount. Because anyway, who needs protection when you can just outrun the bullets? Onto the light armors now, and there really isn't too many choices. These armors are slightly better than the no kit armors, but still aren't great. Most of the armors are used as starting armor and should be replaced as soon as you get advanced tools. The best suits are both the Predator Stalker suit and the Merc S.t.a.L.K.e.r. They both have the best ballistic resistance of their class, with the Predator having slightly higher rupture resistance. However, the Merc suit has 2 attachment slots by default, being upgradable to 4. This is a lot of slots for a light armor, but I wouldn't really recommend using upgrade kits on light armor. The Merc suit also has the greatest burn and chemical resistance. None of the suits are great against anomaly resistances, so it's best to avoid anomalies while wearing them. There are 72 medium armors in Gamma, and they are the first tier of armor which I would actually consider using. The main issue being the requirement of advanced tools to repair them. This tier contains the SSP set of suits, which allow you to start diving into anomalies for artifacts. Each suit is specialized for a certain resistance, but they are all decent for any anomaly. The orange suit is the all-rounder one, with decent stats for each anomaly resistance. The blue suit provides the most psi resistance, green is for chemical, red is for fire, white is for electric, and yellow is for radiation resistance. All of the armors have very poor ballistic and rupture resistance, so I would only recommend using them while hunting for artifacts. The Wastelander suit has the most ballistic resistance of the tier. It also comes default with 4 belt slots, upgradable to 5. Having almost all slots available straight away is very powerful, considering how strong mutant hides are in the current state. The Voyager is similar as it has a high BR class but low ballistic resistance. This means that it protects well against bullets penetrating, but low protection to actual damage. It has decent rupture resistance, but the main feature is the 5 unlocked attachment slots without any upgrades. If you have decent artifacts or hides, this may be better than the Wastelander despite the low ballistic resistance. If you want good protection against mutants, then there are multiple armors for it. The PS5B, B5M, and Beryl 5M armors are medium suits for duty, mercenary, and military respectively, which provide decent ballistic resistance but more importantly, high rupture resistance. In fact, all of the armors have higher rupture resistance than all the Nozzorogs in the game, which are typically considered the best armors. One armor to point out is the Ghillie suit. This armor is a trap. You would think that this armor would make you less visible to enemies, but it does nothing. Instead, this armor just provides very little resistance for a medium armor. But it does increase your coolness rating, so I guess that's a plus. Now on to heavy armors, and this is where some of the very good suits come in. These suits are quite hard to get, as not only are they rare, spawning on high tier stalkers, but they also require expert tools to craft. Technically you could craft them with advanced tools, but the recipe is so expensive that it really isn't worth it. Arguably one of the best suits in the game is the Mercenary Ace suit. This is the best heavy suit for anomaly resistance but has great stats all around. The main feature is the 3 attachment slots upgradable to 5. Pair this with good artifacts and you can easily have the best protection without having to worry about batteries like exoskeletons. There are a lot of exosuits in the heavy class, and they are all pretty similar. The best one is the ISG exosuit, but any will do. The resistances on them are good, but unless necessary, I typically avoid exosuits due to the pretty large movement speed penalty. I find that being able to move quickly in Gamma is a lot more effective in most situations than having okay stats. I would typically prefer another suit, even if it is worse, just to avoid the slower movement speed. Again, if you're scared of mutants, the PS5 B2 suit has the most base rupture in the whole game. This does come with a slight trade-off of less ballistic resistance, but it still isn't bad. Finally, onto the Exos. These armors are typically the best in the game, but are expensive to run due to the Exo battery usage, and very hard to find. All Exos by default prevent you from sprinting, but if you install the servo motor boosters, you'll be able to run again. First thing to be careful of is what I like to call pseudo Exos. You can recognize them as each has a similar icon, just slightly retextured depending on the faction. These suits provide very little resistances, but still count as Exos, so will still require PSUs and batteries. Most heavy and even some medium armors have better stats than them. The only reason why you would use them is for the extra carry weight, but even then I wouldn't justify it. I recommend just avoiding these at all costs or scrapping them for their parts. Lastly, and seemingly the fan favourite, is the ISG Nosarog. Again, like the exosuits, all of the Nozarogs are good, but the ISG variant is the best. It has the best ballistic resistance in the whole game and even has 3 attachment slots upgradable to 5. It has tons of weight carried and even provides a movement speed increase. Apart from the obvious downside of it costing a lot to run, this is the best armor in the game, but good luck for getting your hands on one. In a normal playthrough, ISG doesn't have a base, so there are no guaranteed farming spots for them, but I have seen some in Zaton at these locations, or by the hospital and outskirts. So that was all the notable armors in STALKER Gamma. If you think I missed one, come tell me while I'm live on Twitch, link is in the description, or comment down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe for future content. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.